We are going to get started. So excited to have you here. There are a whole bunch of teams joining us tonight. And the good thing is that as a company, if you are newer here, we love to work together. We love to figure out where we can help each other out. And so you may hear things from different teams that sound similar to your team or different. And I hope that you just enjoy this call tonight. I need to make sure we are recording. Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Andrea Mitchell. I am a Diamond Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And if you got to go to convention this weekend in Nashville, Tennessee, then you might have seen that they talked a little bit more about Star Diamond. So I am a 3-star diamond, which is a fun new addition to our recognition. And I have been with Plexus for 10 years as a customer, about 9.5 as a business builder. If you hear a sweet voice in the background, that is my daughter cheering you all on from the living room. So if you hear a random Y at a high pitch, that's Ella just saying hi to all of you. I want y'all to know that we are really excited about a lot of things that happened over the weekend, but even more excited about what it means for your business in the future. So we're going to talk a lot about it. You're going to hear from different leaders. And I want you, as people that attended Nashville or people that kind of watched from social media or those that have just been in love with Plexus for a while, write in the chat anything, any questions that you have, any things that show up, anybody that you want to shout out as you see different things happening. I'm going to ask for a lot of interaction in the chat. I think the happier the chat is, the more engaging it actually feels when you're just hearing my voice and seeing pictures on the screen. So the first thing about convention, and that happens at every single one of our events, is our events team blows it out of the water on the details. So these flowers at the top were something we've never seen before. The Star Diamonds got a bouquet of flowers for their rooms, their hotel rooms. So it's the little tiny details like that that our company just loves to do at each special rank. So if you got something that was just kind of surprising to you, special, if you got, a VIP access or you got to see kind of behind the scenes of something, I would love to hear about that in the chat. I think that's always fun for people. Down to the point that this larger picture includes our president, Alec. He's one of our founders. He's the only guy in the picture, but he's in the all black suit. And he loves to jump in with pictures. And I wish I had it up, but I have it on my phone as him actually with the camera a couple of times this week. And he actually took the camera from the camera guys so the camera guys could be in pictures with people. So watching our founder and president behind the camera instead of in front of it was so fun this weekend. And I would just love to hear what makes you feel special and seen. And this may have something to do with Plexus. I was talking to some moms tonight at basketball, and we were talking about the love languages of our 15-year-old boys, which is so interesting to try to figure out. So what makes you feel special? What makes you feel seen in life, in this company? I think knowing what makes people feel seen is really big, but also knowing for yourself, this is what makes me feel like I'm a part of something. It makes me feel like I'm special and like I matter. And the gala that we have opening night of convention is a lot of fun. Put it on your calendar right now. Every single person listening to this call should have, I'm going to give you the date for next year, 2024. And the gala is on June 17th. It's a Monday. You should already have that on your calendar, that when you book out for convention next year, you are already booking your hotel room for the night of June 17th because you want to earn gala. When the convention contest happens next year, when we all circle back around, don't let something like that fall short from the beginning. Go ahead and start now building your team so that by the time we get to convention contest of next year, your team is ready to go with those kind of goals in mind. So I want you to be there. I want us to double the size of the gala from this year to next year. Okay. So one of the things that our company talked about, and you will start to hear this and see this everywhere, and our tagline, Plexus's official tagline used to be like the health and happiness company, which we still are, healthy and happy, but we are founded in gut health and experts in microbiome. And everything that you see coming out of our company going forward with research and development, products, it's all going to synergistically work from the gut health microbiome kind of hub, and everything's going to spoke out from that. there's a new product we launched this weekend. And if you notice, there is still a gut health component to every single thing that we did, everything we talked about. So founded in gut health, experts in microbiome, use it everywhere. That's a really easy way to kind of get some curiosity going on your social media of talking about being part of a company that's completely founded in gut health. And we want to be the experts in microbiome. We were the first ones in the scene. We were the best ones in the scene. Everyone that come in with microbio or probio 5, you know, we have the best of the best. You know, there's like, that's your desert island product. There's no leaving it, all of those things. So they also talked about sharing Plexus in the same breath. And so how do we do it? And so we have the tagline for who we are, but you have to be willing to share. And so these are your posting ideas, is that you should post every day with your face in it at least once. You need to post around your daily life. So I don't know what you did today. Some of y'all might have just been recovering, which is a good thing to talk about. How did you recover from convention? Post with a recommendation and not a Plexus recommendation, just a life recommendation. I'm literally looking at my desk here. It could be the water bottle that you absolutely love. It could be the new Lippy that you are obsessed with for the summer. It could be, I'm literally pulling things off my desk. It could be the photo printer that you've been using to put, photos in your kid's camp trunk, whatever it is. Share recommendations. A recommendation every single day is a great way for your audience to start to know they can trust you. They can trust you with their water bottle. They can also trust you with their gut health. It's all of those little things. And then the last one is that you post about Plexus. And your post can be as simple as, I love this water bottle with my new flavor of hydrate in it. So it can be all of those things. It is constantly showing up for other people so they know that they like you, they know all kinds of things about you, and they can trust you. Okay, we did have a new product launch. I'm going to run through just some snippets about this product, but while I'm running through snippets about this product, who has already ordered sleep? Answer in the chat for a chance to win this Aura Generation 3 black ring. So it's in the black, it's kind of that, you can see what it looks like. And it is that sleep ring. I'm going to wear one, I think on this finger. It kind of talks about wearing it on one of these two fingers. And so I think I'm going to wear it on this finger. I'm going to get one for myself. I really want to start monitoring my sleep. I really wish I had done it before sleep came out so I could kind of compare, but that's all right. I do have an Apple Watch, but it will not live through the night if I sleep with it. So I'm going to get this ring and we're going to give one away tonight. So who has already ordered sleep? This is actually sleep with the relaxing room spray on my bedside table at convention. It is delightful. My children tried it last night. It is not recommended. It's not planned for children. They don't have it tested for children, but I have a 15-year-old that's larger than a grown man. And I have a 12-year-old that's the same size. And for those of y'all that know who my kid is, I was watching your faces, y'all like, yeah. So he's a giant and so he can handle it. And then I have a 12-year-old that's taller than me and almost weighs as much as I do. So I feel like those two people in my house are perfectly great with it. And then my mother-in-law is going to try it tonight. So everyone in my house, except for maybe my daughter, is going to be trying sleep. And y'all, last night, my boys took it. I gave it to them at 9 o'clock. By 9:30, they were both kind of that droopy eye where you're like kind of seeing like the eyelashes, like they're holding their eyeballs open to just watch something on TV barely. And I was like, let's just move your little people into bed. And by little people, I mean big people. And they slept great. So for my kids, the sports keep their adrenaline really high. And I feel like this will pull them just down enough to really let their bodies calm down enough to go to sleep. So there's a lot of really great content out there. Becky Page just did a YouTube video today. If you don't have access to that, we'll have someone put that in the chat so that you can see that YouTube video where she really explained it. She also talked about sleep from stage. So she's been kind of playing around with this product for a while and she knows some things. Let's talk about some key benefits of sleep, just in case you haven't gotten enough information on it yet. Helps you fall asleep faster, which is what we're seeing a lot of, and helps you stay asleep longer, improves sleep quality, and supports natural sleep-wake cycle. circadian rhythm, I really feel like it's helping me dream less, which I know sounds crazy, but do y'all ever wake up with like a dream that's so intense in the middle of the night that it's not that it's bad or anything is wrong is happening, but it's so intense, the emotions are so intense that you almost can't go back to sleep yet. And so I feel like it's actually making my dreams just more subtle and kind of almost sleepier themselves. And there is a prebiotic fiber that is feeding friendly bacteria to promote a balanced microbiome while we sleep. Y'all, we're waking up, we're taking Probio 5, or we're taking it before we go to bed. We're taking Vital Biome, and now we've got another prebiotic. It's called FOS. We'll talk about it in a second, and it is included in here as well. Okay, so make sure some key features are: it has 5 milligrams of melatonin, it has GABA and an ashwagandha extract, it has 1.5 grams of gut healthy FOS prebiotic fiber per gummy. It's delicious, sugar-free mixed berry flavor. My boys were not quite sure about the flavor, but they tried it. They're like, oh, it's really good. So you know how kids are the most honest people about products. Okay, melatonin belongs to a family of neurotransmitters and is primarily produced by the brain glands, secreted in blood, all these important things. I really want you to know, if you've been taking a melatonin product, it might take your body a little bit longer to process this. And if you've never taken a melatonin product, which I had never taken one before, or any sleep products at all, I felt like this affected me really quickly. So some people are it's taken 3 to 5 days for their body to kind of like absorb this product and like work really well with it. Mine worked immediately. So kind of depending on where you are. FOS, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, is the prebiotic that is in here. You can see that it's also in a lot of natural products. And then we have the Tranquil Blend, which I loved hearing about from Stage. Combination of botanical extracts, amino acids, chosen for their ability to complement our body's natural sleep process. Becky did say in her video, and I just want to reiterate it here, if you take a thyroid product, if you take levothyroxine or any of the natural thyroid products, you're going to want to spread it by about 4 hours from your sleep gummies. And if you take your thyroid meds at night, and because it has something in it called, oh, dang it, balm. What is it? Is it lemon balm? Is that the right? Someone nodded their head. Thank you, Scarlett. And that you're going to want to spread it just a little bit from. And so that's a good little, if you haven't gotten yours in yet and you take a thyroid product, good to know. Okay. So here are some good questions that you can ask people around sleep, or we're going to ask you if you haven't decided to order sleep yet, or you're still on the fence about it. Here are some things that you want to be aware for yourself and some things that you want to make sure you're asking your customers. So how do you feel when you wake up in the morning? How does your husband or wife or partner feel in the morning? Do you feel rested? What are your daily energy levels like? Do you feel productive throughout the day? Do you ever have a midday crash? And do you have trouble staying awake during the night or trouble getting to sleep at night? So those are all really good, just kind of like getting the conversation rolling about what does your sleep actually look like? Okay. I want to tell y'all that the Leaders Retreat contest is going on right now, and that is going to push through, and it happens in November. So do not sleep on Leaders Retreat coming in November. This is when you will get to know all the people who will be your pledge class of jewels. So if you are wanting to go to that 6-figure income level, what we call the jewel level, the emerald, sapphire, and diamonds, and this first picture, the top picture, is kind of what our pledge class looks like. And we kind of say that like these are all kind of the people that went emerald and sapphire and diamond kind of all together. And this weekend we got awarded for some leaders boards that we were on. We got these Tiffany's, these little pearl bracelets from Tiffany's, which were really fun and a sweet little gift. But also I want to point out that Ashley, who's in the orange dress in the second picture, she and her people are already on that cruise ship, y'all. In 1 month, they already earned that cruise ship. So you have the complete ability between June and July and August to earn that cruise ship. No matter where you are in the contest, if you are at 0 right now, you have the ability to be on that cruise ship. And this is where you really start to find your core people, the people that you next year at convention will be excited to be hanging back out with, that you'll go to dinners with, that you'll go to gala with. Those are the people that you're going to want to be in community with now. So getting on the Leaders Retreat contest, getting on that ship will actually change your convention like your whole convention attitude for next year, because you will have people you want to be with. So find the group you want to lock arms with now and run towards the cruise. And you'll have some other things that you're running towards between now and next summer when we go to conventions. Okay, I want to point out something that happened from stage this week is that we got to hear from the director of Feeding America. I think she's the president, CEO. She was amazing. She's actually spoken at Plexus events before. And what's incredible is she doesn't speak at a lot of events, but she really feels a connection to our company and really knows that we are in love with this program. So it's a Nourish One program through Plexus Charities. We have already donated over 37 million meals to Feeding America and Mary's Meals through Nourish One. And Jean spoke from stage, our CEO, and said that we have a goal of 40 million meals by the end of the year. And this is all done through Lean, which when you buy one bag of Lean, it's 10 meals that gets donated. Or when you buy a reset box, it's 3 meals that gets donated every single time. So whether you're selling them or buying them, whether your family is just loving them, which my family drinks so much Lean. Ella, I think, drinks 2 a day. Every time you are using Lean and buying Lean, you are supporting so many families out there. And for her to just go through the numbers of what the hunger looks like in our country right now is just incredibly humbling. But the fact that we get to do something about it is amazing as well. They had a food drive while we were there. You could add like $1 to each purchase that we had over the weekend, and that was raising even more money for this. So our company is really truly behind this campaign. Okay. I am going to turn it over to someone who sat in a breakout session specifically about this new announcement and is going to share a little bit. So Sarah, are you on? Can you unmute?
I am here.
Okay, go for it.
Hey guys. Okay, I've got all these notes here, so hopefully I don't miss anything, because this was probably one of the most exciting things for me. Like, I love new products, but this is something that is going to transform our business in so many ways. And so I'm going to try not to miss anything, but bear with me. So one thing they launched at convention was the new Plexus Go app. If you have not downloaded it, this is your sign. Go download it. If you're sitting here listening to me, you can download it while you're listening to me talk. There is so much incredibleness around this. Okay, so let's start with some key features. Plexus Pivotal is now available through the Go app. So you don't have to go get on a computer, log in, all the things. It is right there in your hands. And guess what? Is the same availability to your customers. We're going to touch on that in a minute. There's a digital library. The digital library has tons of stuff. Toolkit, which has like monthly promos and incentives. So for everyone who's always like, oh, I know there's a code this month. What is it? This is where you're going to find it. You don't have to go hunt it down anymore. It's going to be right there. And it also will have graphics you can share. It's going to have the discount codes, anything that's going on for the month. It's going to be in there. Product education, recognition resources. That's where you'll also find Diamond Docs, and you'll find testimonials. And one thing that Genevieve said from stage that I thought was really cool is we're always like, cautious to post. Is this compliant? Is this not? A picture speaks 1,000 words. You do not need a long post. You don't need to say all of the things. When you see a picture of before and after of any shape or form that is actually like, you can see the difference, that's all you need. Someone is going to ask you. If it's for them, they will ask you. So there's tons of those on there. And I've already kind of surfed through them. They're really good. So comp plan information is back there. Yes for success. If you're always in that position, like so many, where you're like, I don't know what to say, that's where you're going to go. It's going to have the words to say in it, all of the things. So let me make sure I'm not. Sociable shareables. So social shareables are really cool because you can share them directly from the app to your social media. So you can download them and it's going to go straight to your social media. That was really, I've used that multiple times already. One thing that Celeste Gwen was talking about, and she was kind of being silly, is no more like screenshotting and no more like trying to like make your own graphics. If that's not your thing, it's already done for you and they're beautiful. There's training courses, which is really fun. And then obviously recognition is in there as well. And information on how to hit your next rank is in there. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so Pivotal. Let's talk about that for a second. Blake Shaver, who's our director of business development, said that when someone registers within their first 30 days for Pivotal, they are average 3 orders over 12 weeks. what is also really cool is that people who order for 90 days tend to stick around a lot longer and stay consistent on their products over people who don't do that. So imagine if you're using Pivotal as a tool, right? When someone's coming in and they have this directly. So back up for a second. This app is not just for ambassadors. It's not just for people working in business. This is for everybody. So for me, I'm excited to get all of my customers on this app because if no other reason, they have access to Pivotal. And one thing that's really cool, Andrew and I were talking about this, is we both have Apple Watches. We actually watch each other on them. And I love getting badges and like notifications that I've done like a 7-day workout or whatever. This does the same thing for you, both with your business and with your Pivotal workouts. So it's really cool because you get badges along the way. I think I've already got like 12 or 13 badges. I'm sure Andrew has got like 30. So it's really fun to have those badges. And one of the things Blake said in the training is that when people have that, they get excited to do the next thing, right? It sounds so silly, but people really get excited. You can even say, hey, let's go earn this badge together. Hey, do this. Let's go earn this badge together. So Pivotal, I think, is huge for people. If you don't know what Pivotal is, there's also training in there to kind of go through that with you. But Pivotal is basically weekly meals and workouts. And again, right there on your phone, super easy. Okay, you can go to the next one, eh? Okay, sharing plexus. Again, this is where you're going to find shareables, PDFs, images. You're going to be able to find videos. Anything that you want is going to be right here. This is the most user-friendly. So user-friendly, I handed my phone to my 70-plus-year-old mother who does not know how to even take a picture on her phone. I FaceTimed and looked at her feet the whole time I was trying to see my 3-year-old. And she could use it. So when I say user-friendly, I mean super user-friendly. She was able to like go through and I was like, okay, try to do this. If you can look at the bottom here, it does have a library which says share plexus. There's also, you can see home, reports, messages, that little 3-level bar has more stuff in there. So it kind of gives you access to a lot of different things, but this particular part is going to have all the pictures, all the videos, all the graphics that you're looking for. Okay, get the next one. Okay, this one is really fun. So there's tons of training. You see how to earn and launch your business is what it says. There's tons of training in there. There's also a really great welcome video. I can't, hold on one second. Let me move this out of my way. Yeah, Jean's on there. And it's incredible. These are great, whether you can watch them or just listen to them. I listened to several of them while I was getting ready for the day this morning. I listened to several when I was at convention, just like when I was in my hotel room, because I was so excited to dig in and really learn how to use this app and how to also tell my customers to use the app, because I want my customers to be able to use it. Brand ambassadors will definitely use it, but I want to show my customers how to use it effectively for them. Okay, this is really fun. Reports. So if you click on where you saw home and let me look at it because now I forgot what it said. Okay, home and then reports. So reports is down here on the bottom. It's the second one over. You can click on it and see your next order. You can look and see what your PV is set at. You can look and see your perks credits. You can get to Pivotal. You can do see your businesses. It is brand ambassadors only. It's not your customers. And just a side note, when you go to these, if you're like, oh, I want to adjust my order. Oh, I want to see more about my points. It is going to currently redirect you to your virtual office. So it doesn't have virtual office built into it yet. That is coming, but it's not there yet. Yet. But that is a really cool feature. One thing I was telling Andrea is really nice is if you already have your virtual office user ID and password in your phone, it's like literally click and you're in. So it just really makes it more simple than having to like go in, put the URL and get to it. So I personally love it. I'm using it like crazy. I'm so excited to share it with everybody on my team and my new customers. So to me, one of the first things I'm going to be doing with all of my new customers is saying, hey, one of the awesome things that you're getting along with your annual membership is this awesome app. It's free. You're going to download it and hear all of the wonderful things that you can do in it. and knowing how to guide my customers with that, because I think them having that access to Pivotal is going to transform how we operate our business moving forward. And I think that's it on the app, and I will hand it back over to Andrea.
Thank you. So much fun. There's so much in there. So after we learned about the app, then we had John Maxwell come in and train us. And if you got to be in the room, anybody on this call that got to be in the room and you had a takeaway from John Maxwell, big, small, quote, paraphrase, whatever it is, if you could drop it in the chat, I think it's really amazing to just get to see like what everybody differently got to take away from the same man. One of my favorite things that he says is, I'm John and I'm your friend. And what he really is trying to do is be as relatable as possible for him to kind of come down to our level, or for us to go up to his level, whichever one it is. And for him to just say, I just want to make an impact in your life. I want to truly change your life with the knowledge that I've been given, and allow you to change, his life with just questions and intrigue and all of those things. I just think it's so impactful. So I'm going to share a few of the takeaways that I had from the different speakers, that I heard different people talk about from different speakers. So one thing that John talked about was failure. And he said that to properly prepare your team for failure. So do you feel properly prepared for failures in your business? Because whether someone properly prepared you or not, you get to do that for other people. So just being really aware that failure is always going to happen in our business, and to keep failures and successes together, to not single one out over the other, but to just remember that it's a constant kind of ebb and flow together. Understand the difference in good miss or a bad miss. And I think about like my middle kid that plays basketball. He can go in for, a dunk, and there's a good miss where everything he did was right and he just missed it. Or there's a bad miss where he is not really in the game. He's, landed wrong or went up wrong or whatever, because he wasn't actually disciplined in his action. And so there's a difference in a good miss of a dunk and a bad miss for him. And I think the same thing in our business. Like if you're doing all the right things and something doesn't go well, great, you get to pivot and relearn and keep going. But if you're just kind of halfway doing stuff and you're not really all the way in and you're missing it, then it's because of your own discipline. So I just thought that was really interesting. Embracing the hard. There's hard in everything that we do, whether it's parenting or marriage or business. And so really embracing the hard and pushing through it, and then developing a process to get a return on your failure. And that's pretty much like, if you fail, if something goes wrong, if someone leaves your team or, decides they don't want the products or tells you no, thank you from the beginning, are you going to leave what you've built here, what you started, or you're going to learn from it and continue to go? And I just think that is such a great, there's so much wisdom in actually talking about failure. And we tend to shy away from it, but he just went all in. It was incredible. And then some of us, 3-star and above diamonds, presenters and speakers for this weekend and our advisory board all got to do a lunch and learn with John Maxwell. And I love that he talked about knowing what you want to accomplish, and honestly, writing it down. Everybody that talked this weekend talked about writing down your goals. I mean, if you heard it once, you heard it 100 times. To really sit down, decide what your vision is. What do you want out of this? And then truly write it down as detailed as you can, and continue to add to that, because the more you write it down, the better chance you have of actually accomplishing it. Having the right tools. I think the Go app is a really great new tool that we have to use. Having access to uplines and sidelines and corporate, and getting on corporate pages, and all of the calls that are provided to you, no matter whose team you are on. I promise you have calls available from your team, but I promise you, if you have Monday Motivation and you have Welcome to Plexus and you have Silver Success and you have all of these calls available from corporate, you have the ability to take action right where you are, right in the context that you have at the moment. You have the ability to take action and to stay focused. That is all on you. And then being consistent. And I love this. Priorities plus consistency is the sweet spot. So when you know what you want to accomplish, you have your priorities set, and you're consistent, then you are kind of in this sweet spot of, I know what I want and I know how to get it. And then John said he does 5 things every single day. I think it was like time in the Word, writing, like he actually writes like his books, It was like 5 different things. And he said, it's not all day, every day, but it is every day. So if you got to work Plexus for 5 minutes every single day and you were consistent in those 5 minutes, and then on days when you have 30 minutes, you get to spend 30 minutes doing it. And a random day, you get an hour to do it. But if you did it for 5 minutes every single day, business building activities, and I really think it should be reaching out about the business itself. But if you got to do that every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes, it's a Saturday or a Sunday or Mondays that are crazy for you. But if you still did it every day, even for just 5 minutes, your business would change. And unless it, the opposite is the people that say, well, I don't have 30 minutes today to work it, so I'm just not going to do anything. Or I don't have 15 minutes today to work it, or I can't sit down at a desk and do this, or I'm on the road, or there were so much learning around excuses this weekend. It was really amazing. And what must be happening is a bunch of leaders in our company and leaders that came in to speak to us must have heard 1,000 excuses, because so much was about excuses this weekend and about like, where do you actually prioritize your excuses? Okay. Valerie Burton spoke to us and she said, the thoughts you have about the products or the business directly affect how you present to your potentials. So if you have any negative thoughts about our products or about the business or network marketing or the ability to earn 6 figures or sales, any of those things, the second you have a negative thought about them, it will directly affect how you present it to potentials. So you need to kind of do your own inventory around your thoughts about the products or the business or our model, and then figure out, is that showing up when you present to potentials? And some of the breakout takeaways, and this is between with Brittany Howard and Christina, which I featured here with John Maxwell. And you can learn anything. This is not your ability or your skill set, because you truly can learn how to do anything if you're plugging in. So if your thought is, and I love this as a couple of points down, but this is not my strength, cannot be your excuse, because you can actually strengthen any muscle if you want to. If you believe in what's possible, you will be willing to do hard things. So if you thought it was truly possible for you to be a jewel in this company, you would be willing to do hard things to get there. So if there's a smidge of you that doesn't think it's possible to actually hit jewel, there's a really good chance you're not going to be willing to push through hard things to get where you want to go. And then, how much money are your distractions costing you? How much money is scrolling Instagram costing you? Is Netflix costing you? Is knitting? I don't know. Whatever your distractions are, knitting is not my distraction. But so often we are like, oh, this is a really good thing over here to do laundry or to plant flowers in the front yard or to wash your car, a bunch of things I don't do. But all of those things could be actual distractions to keep you from doing your business, because you're like, but this one other thing. And you're constantly trying to pivot to a good thing to avoid doing your business. And then what scares you at the beginning, what scares you right now today, maybe it's speaking on stage, maybe it's doing a live on Facebook, whatever that is. If you continue to work your business hard, that will not scare you a year from now. I promise you, what scared me on the first day working my business with Plexus did not scare me a year later. In fact, what scared me for the first 35 years of my life was public speaking, actually just public showing up. I couldn't even walk the stage at graduation. Like, I was terrified to even not even say a word, just walk across the stage and grab something and walk off the other side. And now I can speak to a call of 150 people or a room of 12,000. And so what scared me in the beginning does not scare me today, because I've worked through so much. So don't say I can't be a jewel because I can't XYZ. Just get to the next thing. Just get past what scares you right now, and you can get to the next thing later. Okay, and then breakout takeaways from I went to the Ruby and Senior Ruby breakout. I would love to hear what breakouts you went to and what you felt like you got out of them. So many people in here went to different breakouts. We had all kinds of things going on, which was amazing. We had so many leaders in our company doing so many breakouts that you couldn't even go to all of them, which is kind of amazing that we have that many strong speakers in a company. It's incredible. So when you identify the lie, you can speak against it and you can move up your energy line. So that was by Rebecca Folks. And then clarity inspires energy. Do you have a clear vision on your goals and your mission with its income opportunity? Again, we're talking about vision, and that you have to really have clarity around your vision. And then my very own sponsor, Rosalind Payne, shared that our teams needed, and so much of it was around culture and community. So if you are starving for culture and community and just like a place where you feel like you belong, showing up as that for other people will actually like kind of make that the culture of your team. And I would say, I was talking to Sarah who spoke earlier, and she said the events where we were actually in community together this last weekend were the most kind of life-changing, the most like, oh yeah, I love doing what we do. I love the people that we get to do it with. It wasn't necessarily sitting in the convention hall as much as it was sitting across a table from someone or sitting across a karaoke bar from someone. So culture and community is so huge in what we do. Okay, I just wanted to let y'all know about this sweet thing I saw on Genevieve Scory, our Chief Field Development Officer's Instagram page. She took a picture at the back of the Men of Plexus room and said, so many dads got up so early to hear more about the opportunity to create income by offering hope and happiness. And I just want you to know that seeing men show up, not just to support their wives, but because they see this as an income stream for themselves and their families, this is going to be a game changer for our business. So they actually, in the past, it's been a Men of Plexus, kind of like how to partner with your wife or how to kind of come up alongside and be a support system. But this was actually geared this year on the men actually being the brand ambassador, whether alongside their wife or because their wife maybe doesn't see the vision yet, and really being the, the man that comes up and says, Plexus is going to be an income stream for our family. I just think that is going to game change and actually kind of like future change our company. It's going to be incredible. Okay, and then I just want to make sure that you do not miss out on all the fun. We had Maren Morris at a private concert in an amazing amphitheater. The company rented out the entire Wild Horse Saloon, which, can you see how many people are line dancing in that middle picture? It was incredible. I don't even know how they line dance with that many people on the floor, but I watched them do it for hours and it was incredible. So many fun things. And I did want to point out, there were so many people that had their kids there, and watching these kids who have been raised for the last 10 years, watch their moms on stage, watch their moms receive awards, watch people come up to them and tell them what their moms meant to them or what their mom's saying yes to this opportunity, and kind of, in some ways sacrificing parts of being a mom to build this business. It was so inspiring to go. I mean, my daughter can't show up like that and see what these girls got to see. But my gosh, watching these girls like just in awe over what their moms are accomplishing is incredible. So if you've ever felt like, I mean, I feel like I'd have to sacrifice things as a mom to get to do this business, I just want you to know that these girls watched the sacrifice for the last decade of their moms. And I'm saying these girls specifically, as I'm pointing at this gala picture, they watched their mom sacrifice for the last 10 years and they are so grateful. They are so indebted to, no longer being raised by a nanny or getting their family getting to make choices they would have never had the opportunity to make before. And they see that now. They didn't see it at 5 or 10, but now that they're 15, 16, and 17, they're really starting to see what it looks like. And it was just kind of awe-inspiring to get to watch that part of it. And then the last thing is, do you have big enough goals for the next year? These are the emeralds when they were on stage. There were 470 emeralds this year, y'all. And I promise you, they have room for 470 more. So you have a space on stage for emerald. And this is a sapphire that got to speak. It was an inspiring story. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. And there's a diamond board of all of the diamonds in our company. And they just started this year having the star diamond thing. And there were only 40 of us. There's so much room for more star diamonds. And that is about you changing other people's lives. So that's it. I hope to see you at convention next year. I hope you're registered. I hope whatever team you're on, you're registered. And Joy Bragan, you won. I just got the notification. You won the Aura ring. So Joy Bragan, if you will send me a message, if I don't know if that's been announced in the chat, but I just got an additional message on it. So you won the Aura ring, send me a message. And I hope all of y'all felt like you got just a little smidge of what happened this weekend in Nashville. And there's so much more to come. So stay tuned to your team pages for graphics around the cucumber melon hydrate, the sleep, the room spray, all of those things. And make sure that you are plugged into the Go app. There should be 132 people at least on the Go app tonight and checking it out and playing around with it. And make sure that you message your sponsor or your team and ask any questions that you have after the call tonight. I hope you'll have a great one. Thanks for joining us. Talk to you later.
Thank you.
Sure.